right, TikTok family and friends. Don't mind my pimple patch, okay? And I'm on my porch. I was taking notes, okay, baby? No, like, your girl did some research today. After doing that TikTok on Boys Town, y'all sent me on down a rabbit hole for Lawrence E. King Jr., okay? He was the manager starting in 1970 at the Franklin Community Federal Credit Union. What happened, for those of y'all that don't know, is he became the manager of this bank. He was misappropriating funds, of course. He started donating to all of these prominent nonprofit organizations, Boys Town being one of them, Omaha Girls Club being another, okay, through these organizations. And he also had a cousin who was adopting kids. I can't even say their names because I literally know one of the people who were one of the children. I'm telling y'all, this shit sent me down a rabbit hole. Richard Young was also included in that. That was a mental institution that has now been closed down, that my mother dropped me off at that motherfucker when I was 15 years old. They would not admit me because I wasn't crazy. You understand? She took the shit that they say happened to people in Richard Young. But, okay, I'm getting off base. Long story short, this motherfucker, Lawrence E. King, was involved in getting a penthouse at the Twin Towers. Getting a penthouse there. We talking about the police chief. We talking about George Bush Sr., Ronald Reagan, the police chief at the time here in Omaha, Nebraska, politicians, motherfuckers that work for the World Herald, which is the newspaper here. All of these men were abusing foster children, children from Boys Town, Richard Young, Girls Inc. The cousin of Lawrence King had foster kids. What was her name? Jared and Jeanette Webb or something like that. They had foster children. One of the kids, I will say the little girl's alias, her name was Lisa Webb. I know her government name, and I don't want to say it. I actually found her on Facebook, and I remember that name because she's commented on some of my content before. And the birthday matched with the documents from the documentary with her birthday on Facebook. I said, oh my God, she is Lisa Webb. But her government name sounds nothing like it. But to get all the way down to the nitty gritty, this motherfucker, Larry King Jr., Lawrence E. King Jr., he ended up getting charged and got 15 years. I want to say in 1988, but he never was held responsible for what happened to these children in this sex trafficking ring. He got charged with misappropriating funds and stealing millions of dollars from motherfuckers. He never, listen, I'm going to, starting here at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, I'm going to put screenshots over here of people's names that were unalived, that could have potentially been witnesses in this case. It's so much to it, y'all. It's so much to it. Alicia Owen, Troy Bonner, Danny King, and Paul, I don't know how to say his last name, they all testified. Paul ended up going to prison for perjury. They all end up getting charged with perjury. Do you understand what I'm saying? This girl, Alicia Owen, these kids were taken, all of them were taken on private jets back and forth to Washington, D.C. to get trafficked and participate in schmexual rituals and demonic rituals based off of the leadership of Lawrence E. King. He were taking these kids over there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Bringing them to the penthouse at the Twin Towers right here in Omaha, Nebraska. Oh my God. Here's the list, y'all. Here's the list. Okay? Here is the list. Even a judge is on that motherfucker. a police chief, prominent politicians at the time. Okay? Don't forget, Ronald Reagan and George Bush Sr. is on that motherfucking list. This is the list of people who were unalived. Okay? You see the Aaron Owen on there? That's the chick, Ashley, that's her brother. Sean Boner, that's old boy brother. The feds tried to pick up the case and it got dropped because there's too many politicians, presidents, and all that shit involved. This shit never was resolved. Nobody ever was held accountable for the hundreds and hundreds of children. This shit wasn't even that long ago. This shit started in the 70s. Up until the early 90s. That's not that long ago. I was born in 83. This shit was going on while I was a little girl. You understand? And before I was even born, nobody in Omaha, Nebraska was ever held accountable. Not Larry E. King Jr. He served his little time. Him and his wife, Alicia King, she was indicted too. You can't tell me that she didn't know. That being said, all of this shit ties into the Epstein files, okay? There are several documentaries that says that Epstein just picked up where Lawrence E. King took off. Lawrence E. King, I'm sure this shit happens all over the world, but Nebraska, in the middle of the map, right here where I live in Omaha, Nebraska, then to find out the person that abused me as a child worked at Omaha Boys Town, where they were getting these kids from. Do you understand what I'm saying? The foster homes. I was living with my grandmother with 6 foster children, adopted by my grandmother. My mother dropped me off at Richard Young at 15. That shit was involved in this shit, Richard Young. All you got is so much shit. It's so much shit, y'all. It's so much. Watching this documentary, seeing names of people that I knew. Like, my aunt is a criminal defense attorney. My mom, she live in Vegas. I don't talk to my mom that much, but I would love to know. My mom was born in 55, and my aunt was born in 60-something. I would love to know if they remember this. What's fucking me up about this whole Franklin conspiracy is that nobody was ever charged. That man did time before misappropriating funds and from stealing people money. Those children who would then become young adults that testified, they were charged with perjury. And the police had all the evidence they needed. Interviews from other children from that foster home telling them the same shit. All of their stories were corroborating with each other. But because it was prominent politicians, presidents, and high-ranking people right here, so it makes me wonder. Even like I told y'all know my story about Chicken Hawk and my kids being in foster care. This is the reason why I went crazy. This is the reason why I went ham, why I went hard, why my case went viral. I knew something wasn't right about that shit. Then come to find out, motherfucking blank man worked at Boys Town, which I knew back then, but I didn't know about this Franklin conspiracy. It's something very eerie and very man, and the demonic shit that they was doing, the rituals with the candles and the kids, like all of that shit jumped off here in Omaha, Nebraska. Epstein ain't nothing but another version of Lawrence E. King Jr. on a higher scale. This nigga, and I didn't even put no picture of Lawrence E. King. I'm gonna find a picture of this fat motherfucker with his goddamn Don King perm. This bitch, and I know he's still alive. I'm trying to bring this shit back to life because somebody needs to be held accountable for what the fuck happened to these babies. Right now, Blank Man is being held accountable, not for what he did to me, but he got several open cases in Conyers, Georgia. Look at God. Lawrence E. King Jr., I'm coming for you, bitch.